So I've been using the Sony ZV E10 for the past year, and I would love to share my experience using this camera as my A camera. I will also be making comparison to the Canon M6, which is a camera that I used to use for my A-roll shots. What's up guys, it's Ryan here with another video, and today I want to share my 1-year experience using the Sony ZV E10. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and turn on post notifications so you don't miss my next video. So I've owned 3 cameras before the Sony ZV E10. The Canon SL2, the Canon M200, and the Canon M6, which I do enjoy using, but neither of them are 4K. They are all 1080p cameras. I've always wanted a 4K camera, and the Sony a7S III was out of my budget, so I decided to pick up the Sony ZV E10, which makes this my first Sony camera. The packaging is just as nice as any Canon camera, so there's nothing missing in that arena. And I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of unboxing of the Sony ZV E10 from other creators. In the box, you get paperwork, a battery, a charging brick, USB-C to USB-A cable, along with the camera strap. I must point out that when it comes to design, the Sony ZV E10 is very appealing, and the white color makes it pop even more. Oh, and I did get it with a 16 to 50mm kit lens. So on the back of the camera, there's a dial to control your settings, a playback button, a delete button, an FN button, and the menu button. On the left side, there's a little door that covers the USB-C port, micro HDMI port, headphone jack, and the microphone jack. On the top of the camera to your right, you will find a record button, the power switch, the shutter button, and the picture/recording/SNQ button. There's also a hot shoe on the top of the camera to the left, along with the built-in mic, which comes with a dead cat for better audio. But off the bat, there's a few pros and cons that I noticed when comparing the Sony ZV E10 to my Canon M6, which I normally use to record my A-roll shots. So let's start with the cons, because there's just a few. And the first one is that the Sony ZV E10 is not a touchscreen camera like my Canon M6. Everything has to be done through the dials and buttons at the back of the camera, which to me is quite annoying. And in this day and age, Sony should have made this camera with a touchscreen. The second thing is the camera being too short, not allowing for a good grip. It's much easier to hold the Canon M6 compared to the Sony ZV E10, but you can fix that grip issue by adding a cage to your Sony ZV E10. The third thing is that the camera does not shoot 4K 60, so I have to rely on the SNQ mode, which is only 1080p. Or I could use my iPhone 12 Pro Max as a workaround to get better resolution 4K slow motion footage. Now let's talk about all the pros, or I would say the features that I like. The first pro is that it shoots 4K 60, which is something that I really wanted. Even though it's just 24 and 30 frames a second, I could definitely work with that. The second pro is the product showcase mode. This is really important to me because I do a lot of product reviews, so shifting the focus of the camera from my face to the product is seamless and easy. The third thing is the background defocus mode. You can easily get nice autofocus background without spending a lot of money on lenses such as this Sigma 16mm lens that I'm using to record this video. The fourth thing is the camera's ability to zoom in 3 different ways. When using the kit lens, you could zoom via the zoom ring, via the power zoom lever on the side of the lens, and the lever at the shutter button. I also like that you can connect the camera directly to your computer via the USB-C port and live stream or use it as a webcam. The fifth thing I like about the camera is the continuous recording. You can record for as long as your battery will allow, compared to my Canon M6, which has a 30-minute record limit. But as time goes by, I'm sure I'll find more things that I like and dislike about the camera. But so far, I think it was a great purchase. I've been using the Sony ZV E10 as my A-roll camera, as well as on the go with my DJI RS3 gimbal. I've also used it to take a few photos as well as my thumbnail shots, and they look awesome. I personally think that the Sony ZV E10 is a great camera for beginners, especially at such a great price. So if you're interested in picking one up, it's $799 with the kit lens and $699 without the kit lens, and I will be linking it in the description below. So guys, that's it for this video. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. you.